Hey, welcome to the Fat Podcast, episode 5. I'm here with Junk Food. Introduce yourself, man.
How's it going, man? What's up, everybody? My name's Junk Food. I'm a DJ, producer, content creator, all around silly guy, and like to have fun. Been DJing for about 12 years. Um, love to play music or any sort of like vibes.
Oh yeah, for sure, it's a vibe.
Definitely. But yeah.
So, how did you get started in DJing, or was it producing first?
I actually started DJing when I was younger. I wanted to be a radio DJ
Oh, cool.
because I don't know. I've always had a fascination with music. My parents just put on to all kinds of different stuff, and music was kind of like a passive thing for them. They were always doing other things, but they always just like love listening to music in between, like doing chores or like driving in the car or whatever. And I was just hooked. I loved music. I was always walking around with my CD player. I would be in the CD stores, which shows my age, but yeah, I'd be in the CD stores, like using my allowance to buy albums and stuff, and just hearing the radio and being like, oh, this person controls the music. They play whatever they want. People get to listen to it. That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, that is sweet. What
Yeah.
was your first CD?
My first CD, oh man, um, it was probably like Nickelback or something, like some sort of like yeah. Elementary Junk Food loved his like and like hard rock, like radio stuff, for sure.
I actually came to that later. I think, what did I start with? My first was, I think, oddly enough, I started out with like a lot of pop, and then I went to Outkast and things like that.
Mhm.
And then, because my family, like both of my parents, listened to like a lot of R&B, like gospel, and jazz.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like branched. Was like, I want to do this instead. Listen to this, but I still like that.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
mhm.
Yeah, that's a good foundation to have, honestly. You know what I mean? I feel like variety is the spice of life. You know
Oh,
what
for
I
sure.
mean? Like, shout out to other DJs who like focus on one genre, but I feel like I'm too ADHD for that kind of thing. Like, I
feel that.
love switching the vibe up. I love a left turn, like in the vibes or like in the genre that I'm playing, and just see if it pays off or not. Yeah, I'm definitely a huge fan of variety for sure.
Yeah, like if you look at my favorites, it's like, wait, how does this all work together? Because later on, I did like a lot of like punk, alternative rock. Like one of
Awesome.
my favorites back then, like when I was in high school, was like Coheed and Cambria. So that's what I was.
Great band.
So I was really feeling. But I think music itself, like what inspires you, like what type of music?
What inspires me, honestly, I just feel like anything. I feel like when I get presented with a genre, just seeing people react to it live, a live setting, like no matter what it is, just seeing enjoy music in the context of like a live setting. So like maybe I don't know, like let's say like dubstep or something, like, oh, okay, like this is how this music is enjoyed, or let's say like, I don't know, like psychedelic rock, or like this how, I don't know, this the audience will respond to this, and this is how it's be. This is like the context in which it's in.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you, at this point, like when you're DJing, do you still have to adjust, or do you feel like you're pretty certain, like they're gonna feel this because I'm feeling it? I know this is the type of crowd that would like this style of music.
Yeah, I will play certain tracks just to get the like a temperature check of the room. Like, okay, like can they hang with this? And they hang with that. And though they are risky, will have my just in case tracks. Like, oh, okay, like if they're not feeling that. Okay, cool. Let's just go back to this vibe real quick. And I'm constantly just reading the room, just reading the vibes. Like, okay, is this a good time to play this? Is it a good time to bring the energy up? Oh, okay. Is the energy going on? Is the energy too right now? Can we bring it down? You know what I mean?
Is temperature check like a more accessible song in that genre? So it's like something that you think they'd feel more.
100%. If I'm going to like switch genres, what I like to do is play a popular song in that genre. Like, I don't know, like let's say like Brazilian funk, like Bale Funk. I would say there's this really popular song called Bucky Dun Gun by MIA. It's I would say it's like a Billboard charting Brazilian funk song that came out a long time ago. And when people hear that, they're like, "Oh, I recognize this," and it's like, "Okay, cool. So if you recognize this, check out this other stuff I'm about to show you in
So
the
okay, now
same
I can throw these
genre."
other ones in because I know
Exactly.
you like this.
It's the recognition thing. Like, okay, cool. Okay, cool. So let me show you this other cool stuff, or let me show you this remix or this, this edit that, you're gonna like as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was really curious when you said a second ago about the high energy thing.
Yeah.
What's too high energy, or how would you bring it back down to?
You could tell eventually over time when a crowd will get like a fatigue. You know what I mean? They're not as hype. Like the energy is worn out. Seconds. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we can just bring this energy down. You could just tell in the looks of people's faces, or like, oh, okay, like, for example, a huge example for me, New Orleans bounce music. It's so fast. It's 100
Oh
BPM
yeah,
music,
it's good,
and
but it's a lot.
it's insane. It's like it's it's a lot of energy. To you could probably go maybe probably go like three through like two or three songs, but at that point they're like, "Whew, I'm worn out. Okay, like
Mm.
I threw ass for these like for these like 10 minutes. It's like cardio. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, cool. Let me switch it up again. Let me switch up the vibe. Maybe something a little more lower energy to let them relax and that a little bit before we do it again. Before we bring the energy up.
when when you see they look like confused, or is like they just stop moving, like okay, this is too much, or I'm not feeling this, because
Yeah,
they're like kind of trying to figure out what's going on.
I feel like there's like a window whenever I play a song, and it's like, okay, they didn't respond to it within this window, and
Mm.
so therefore it's like, okay, the energy is
Really care about this.
not that they don't care, but they don't have the energy to care about it right now because they're
Okay, yeah.
so invested and they're so I don't know. They gave it all for those other songs. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay, I get you. I get you. That's a fatigue. It's more like I gave my all in these other songs, and now it's like, okay,
Now it's like, okay, it's cool, but
can we calm
please,
down for a
DJ,
sec?
yeah,
Yeah,
please,
okay.
DJ, water, please, or something.
All right.
Yeah. Hmm.
I actually never thought about that, because there's some times where the DJ's just playing song after song, and I'm feeling it, I'm loving it, and I just keep on dancing. There's that moment where I'm like, okay, like I need to breathe.
Exactly. 100%. I feel like that come down is important because the low parts make the high parts even better. You know what I mean? If you have everything just high energy, it's all just gonna mash into each other, and you're just gonna lose the impact of that banger because you're playing high energy bangers the whole time. So it's not gonna hit as when that high energy banger hits from a low point. You know what I mean? Like, okay,
So you're basically making it like an audio roller coaster.
exactly. That's
Okay.
how it should be. You know what I mean? Because how doesn't have infinite energy. You know what I mean? Well, depending on certain parties,
Mm-hmm.
some are more into it than others. But yeah, just working a room. As a DJ, you got to look out for these kinds of things. You got to just look around, read the room. What are the vibes? Um, how old is everybody? Race, background, age, etc. And
Mm-hmm.
and so
Take all that into account. Like, how are you reading the room?
this was a hard thing for me to learn, but just looking up, looking up, it's so easy to get glued into my laptop screen and look at the next track. But if you're not gonna know if they like it or not unless you look up. So just reading the room, just around, feeling the vibes. Are they enjoying it? Are we fun? Are they chatting? Is it early? What time is it? You know what I
Mm.
mean? Because that you have to take those things into account as well. Like I feel like, especially in Texas, clubs don't fill up until like later.
Oh yeah.
Like no one's gonna be there at when doors open. It's like a kind of gradual build kind of thing. So you don't waste all
It's like 11:30. They start, and then
certain
12:01.
trick.
It's like peak.
Exactly. It's like it doesn't really start until like 11:30
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Because that's just like a standard thing out here. But yeah, it's a it's a build. It's a build for sure. And you don't want to burn your banger, your peak hour tracks right when doors open when
Oh yeah,
nobody's
no one's
there. You
there.
know what I mean? It's like no, it's like an incline. It's like a roller coaster, pretty much.
So would it be better, say you're starting out, to, well, just in general, honestly,
Mhm.
to have your DJ like skills in check, that way you can be more comfortable checking the room, or is it or is it like a learning thing where you're learning on the job?
It's a total learning. It's definitely a learning experience for sure. Just like being out there and just being in front of people is not going to be the same as you practicing in your room. But I
Hmm.
will say practicing and knowing your gear and knowing your software and knowing how to troubleshoot things if something happens is just as important.
So that'll
You
help you
know.
feel like comfortable.
Exactly, a hundred
Mm,
percent, a hundred
mm.
percent comfortable. Okay, cool. I know my gear. I know what I have. I know how to work my way around it, and yeah, I would say like any sort of experience in front of people was good, even if you're just opening. You know what I mean? Like, um, anytime that you can get on stage in front of people helps. Any little thing helps for sure.
How do you change that the time? So basically, say you're opening, say you're like someone who's ending the night. How
hmm
do you change that experience for the crowd, or how do you change your set to where you're doing, I guess, your job while also making it a good experience?
Well, yeah, I would say just kind of playing to your set time actually really helps, just like I said, if someone's opening, they can play the peak hour tracks, but like I said, no one will be there, or
Hmm.
maybe there are people, but they won't turn up as hard to the peak hour song so early because maybe they haven't got a few drinks in, or maybe they're not ready yet, you know what I mean? Like there's like a build to the night, like um and so what you just adjust, maybe you could play something that's more suitable for them to like talk and like groove, as opposed to like being commanding of like the room so early, you know what I mean? Because people can be shy the first few
Oh yeah.
hours. I've noticed this, like sometimes requests don't come in until maybe like 11:30, like midnightish, like once the drinks kick in, people get comfortable finally enough to approach somebody else and ask for a request or something.
Yes, I
Yeah,
mean I love dancing, but even takes a while to start feeling
exactly.
comfortable in the environment. Even spot I've been like a dozen times.
Mhm.
Okay, like let's see what songs are playing. How am I feeling?
Mhm. 100%. And it takes these kinds of things like I don't know, maybe like singing along or getting a crowd to respond.
Hmm.
It breaks. It's like an icebreaker. It's like, okay, cool, we're in it now. We're
Oh,
all
okay.
singing, we're all dancing. Okay, cool. Now the night is really kind of begun. You know what I mean? It takes those kinds of things to like I said, just like break the ice.
What's the balance between, I guess, familiarity, like
Mhm.
songs that make people comfortable they can sing to, and then the songs where it's good but they don't really know it? How do you balance that out?
I feel like throwing those songs that you really truly believe in to be a banger in the middle of playing other songs that people recognize,
Hmm.
it kind of has this effect of like, oh, he's playing these other bangers that I recognize, but I've never heard this one, so this one must also be a banger.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's like
It's almost like you're building trust with them. So
it's
okay,
a
he
yeah,
knows good music, so this must be good too.
it's like a Trojan horse kind of thing. It's like here's the song that you recognize, but then boom, wait, there's some more. There's some stuff you don't you're gonna like it. You know what I mean? Or yeah.
What are your go-to songs that are like bangers that people know, and then like one or two that are bangers that people don't know, but you're like, man, you need to hear this, so I'm gonna slip it in there, the Trojan horse.
Yes. Of course, I'm gonna have to say "Sexy Red." I love playing "Sexy Red." It's just so fun. "Sexy Red's" making some of my the most fun music I've been listening to like lately. I was recently scrolling Gram, and I was just scrolling, just relaxing, just minding my business, and then I saw some Instagram story with a "Sexy Red" song, and I was just like losing my mind, and my girlfriend was like looking at me like, "What the
What's going
hell?"
on?
Yeah, like what the hell? But yeah, nah, anything "Sexy Red" for sure. Something that like everybody recognize because it's just so fun. Um, as far as like the Trojan Horse tracks, maybe like other songs in her discography that people don't know, maybe like a remix or something she's done,
Mm.
or maybe something from like other rappers that I could like slip in there as well. Like let's say like I don't know, like Kaylee 47, EK Midza. There's it's just all just these artists you could slip in there and you'd be like, oh okay, this is dope. Like maybe they might Shazam it or something.
47 has some tough songs.
Oh,
There was
oh,
one that I was singing for like a year. I can't. Oh my gosh, what was it? It's like dance in my pocket.
oh
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
yeah, yeah. Zoom, zoom.
Yes, Zoom.
Or
Yeah,
for it's like
Zoom.
vroom, vroom or zoom
Vroom.
or
It's
something like
Zoom or
that.
Vroom. I think it's Zoom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, she's fire. Yeah. So it's like definitely those things that you could do. just like slip that in there. 'Cause I feel like amongst playing what people recognize, I think it's important to have your own flair and to
Mm-hmm.
stand out in your own way. It's like, yeah, they play all the songs that you like, but do they have their personality injected into their set? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could just hear a Spotify playlist
True.
with
Yeah.
Billboard Top 40 or whatever the hottest, rap caviar, and that's fine. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that, but I think it's important to have your own swag to it. Like I like junk food because he'll play this and then he'll throw some shit that I've never heard of that I didn't know that I needed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those kinds of things are important as a DJ, I feel.
How do you add that personality? I know there's some people. I don't know if it's like because then you had one set where like they kind of had like certain places where they have you play certain things.
Yeah,
So how do you add your personality when you're, I guess,
yeah.
set on like this is what the vibe or energy they want you to play?
Well, what I like to do is like I would like to fill like a quota of like, okay, so they expect this kind of thing here,
Mm-hmm.
but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill in stuff that I like in this genre that they might not know of.
Oh, okay.
Like okay, like I'll play a Hall and Note song, but then I'll play something cool. Like, I mean, a Hall and Note is cool, great, no, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'll play like a Tori Moore song or like some indie dance kind of stuff that kind of sounds like Hall and Note or maybe like a Chromeo or something.
Yeah, I love me
Or
some Chromeo.
yeah, exactly. Just like something that's like I just slip. You're like, oh, this
So
is
it's like
cool.
close to the same style. It's
Mhm.
something you love.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a good way to inject your personality. But in other environments, like what I mean, there's crowd work. I'm not too active on the microphone, but I respect a good DJ who can also MC a crowd, who can like control a room. That kind of stuff. DJ tags. You're in a good DJ tag if it's not overly spammed.
Oh yeah, there's
Uh,
there's some solid ones out there. Who am I?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's a producer, but I like Kenny's.
Yeah. Whoa, kitty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure. Yeah, just things like that. Just so those little things help you stand out, because there is a lot of DJs, and it's not an issue for me. I just feel like it's important to just show who you express yourself. You know what I mean? Like what makes you stand out? What makes you different from everybody else? Like,
I
yeah,
mean, that's the ones you remember because
100%.
the other ones, like I like the songs, but like you said, it could just be a top 40.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
the ones where they add personality, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, like who was that? I want to see them again. I want to go wherever. Like I want to go to the spots they're at.
Hmm. Yeah, 100%. And we're also at this age where I mean, I've always felt like this. Many people don't pay attention to DJs. They'll pay attention to rappers, they'll pay attention to bands, but DJs, I feel like aren't as followed as those kinds of artists, or you know what I mean? Because like also like with like the Kenny Beats thing, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't pay attention to producers, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean it's not an issue, but it's even more reason to try to stand out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you said, like the Whoa Kenny thing,
Mm-hmm.
or like
Or the fact that he did that show too, like the cave, where he has like the
yes,
rappers he knows.
hmm
You have that connection.
hmm
You made this show. They're like messing around with you. You can see their personality.
oh 100%. Like say you're like a Ski Mask, the Slump God fan, and then you're like, oh, who's this Kenny Beats guy? And you're like, oh wow, this guy is awesome. I'm gonna stick with him, or I'm gonna follow him and see what else he does, type of thing. Yeah.
Well, going with that, like how and why did you start like streaming?
Why I started streaming?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, through I'm also a gamer.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I saw
Uh,
you playing. What was it, Pepino?
yeah, Pizza Tower. Yeah, shout out Pizza Tower. Everybody go play that game. Yeah. Originally, I just liked watching people play video games. Specifically my homies, and that's what made me want to get into it. So I don't know. I learned OBS and I got all the gear and everything. And before the pandemic started, I was like, hey, wait a minute, I can plug in my DJ gear into this equipment,
Okay.
and I started doing DJ streams. So whenever the pandemic came around, I was already ready. Like I already knew
It's
OBS, I already knew
time.
my gear, I already had my visuals. At that time, everyone's like, "What the hell is OBS? Like, how do I don't want to stream?" You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like, I've been prepared for this.
Yeah, like I've been ready. Like let's go. You know what I mean? People go over to my stream and they're just like, "Wow, your effects are crazy. Like this is so dope." Yeah. for sure. But yeah, no, definitely watching my friends stream and watching them DJ and stuff before the pandemic definitely was like a thing for sure.
Yeah, as I was streaming a little bit, I was playing like video games, but I was playing like I liked it better. Just like it was still fun like streaming, but I liked better
Mhm.
just playing like online but without streaming.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, let me just take this off and then maybe like, when I'm in the mood. Because what do? We played obviously Call of Duty. We did there's like two Demon Hunter games. It's like Demonology, and then there's one more where you basically hunt ghosts.
Phasmophobia.
Yeah, Phasmophobia. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. It really does depend on what you play on stream because sometimes you got to be locked in. You know what I mean? You got to be locked into the game, and then you can't be worried about chat or whatever. And other times it's just natural. Like I don't know, I could like play Rocket League and like I don't know, look at chat or whatever because it's such a casual thing to me. It's just so to me, you know.
Yeah, well, with Faz, I feel like I'm still learning. Like even
Uh-huh.
like the people I'm playing with, like know every nook and cranny. Like, okay, we need to go over here.
Yeah.
This is like the clues for this ghost. But with games like Rocket League, it's okay. I feel like you said, it's more casual, so you can multitask. You can just enjoy it.
And it's pretty easy for newcomers to understand too because it's like ball goes into goal, team gets point. That's it. You know
So,
what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like there's like mechanics. I mean, there's like other mechanics and stuff, but it's like for the most part, you understand what's going on. You know what I
You
mean?
get the basics of some cool shit like after that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that's why I think Rocket League is the best esport in the world. It's my favorite. It's fun
So
to
good.
watch.
I just played it last night.
Yes, I'm a hard stuck plat in ones, but I'm gonna be diamond. I mean, I hit diamond, but I went down immediately. I got shit as
Oh
diamond.
dang.
Yeah, but yeah. Shout out Rocket League. Shout out games. For sure.
How often do you game is DJing like when you're streaming?
I try to balance it out, but mostly it's 50-50. Either I'm playing video games or I'm making music or DJing. So I guess like um I don't know. I need to drop my Twitch schedule soon, but I'm trying to mostly games on stream
Yeah, I
because
need to
I want
add
like
this on because I was just gaming at first, so I didn't like I had a schedule and really I kind of stuck to it.
yeah, yeah, it gets tough, you know, over time. You're like, dang, like I don't know if I can be on today for stream or whatever.
Do you ever produce on stream?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I've made some music on stream for sure. I love doing that. It makes production more social. You know what I mean? It feels like having people in the room with me as I'm making music, as opposed to just me in my room by myself. Like I have someone I can talk to, or
It'd be kind of like when you have like your homies in the booth, like so, like when you have like all those people there with you. It's kind of like like you said, a social thing where it flows.
Yeah, it's good for my ADHD multitasking brain. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that helps
because you definitely can't listen to music while you make music. So I think this is the next best thing.
when you are producing, do you actually like take feedback in, like, or are you just like you're in the zone, but you're like social? Basically, it's keeping you able to focus on both. Do you have like that little social environment? Are they actually like saying, "Hey, like this sounds good," or you know?
Yeah. One thing about me, I will listen to somebody out if any sort of advice or anything I should try. I'll be like, okay, give that a shot. You know what I mean? I don't see why not. So I will, be open to listening to feedback and stuff. But oh, you think this sounds good, or you think I should do this? Okay, let me see how that sounds, and if I like it or not, I'll just be just as transparent. And just be like, hey, okay, I did like this. Great job. Thank you for that. Or actually I like how this other way sounded better. You know what I mean? I just feel like being open or just being a student is important, because you can't grow if you don't want to learn anything new, or if you're not open to maybe taking feedback or criticism. Because you're gonna face criticism at some point if you do want to be a creative.
How do you take that feedback back into it? I noticed lately, like there's a few rappers where it's like they're acting like the people who are listening to them have like an opinion almost. I think it may just be that since it's your art, you're creating it, they may be like sensitive because it's like they're trying something new, and some people aren't feeling.
Yeah.
And also, if you're like that big, like you hear more of it too. So I'm sure different than.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely stand that, and then also, I take into account, you know, where this person background is. Like, are they speaking from a musician background? Are they speaking from someone who just likes music casually? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And I respect all their opinions just the same because I
Yeah.
feel like it's valid. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like that's cool. Like, as someone who doesn't like don't make music and they just go to the club and they hear that out, I feel like that opinion is just as valid as the guy who's telling me my song is out of key.
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, I will take it into account and I will reflect on myself. I feel like I'm confident in myself enough to be like, okay, let me not react with like anger or any sort of negative response. Let me take into account what they're saying to my song, and let me see for myself. Like, let me listen to it again and take into account what they're saying or whatever. um Recently I've sent feedback to a friend, and they're like, their bass isn't hitting enough. And initially I was like, what, my bass isn't hitting enough? Like, they're like, yeah. And and at first I was a little bit like, no way, like, no way.
I
I
don't
mean,
believe you.
yeah, exactly. Like, I didn't respond that way, but I was like, okay, let me see what they're talking about. And then they were actually right. I sent it back and they were like, wow, my walls are shaking now. They're like, my pictures are falling off the walls now. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Was it something you didn't notice, or is it more like this is your preference was different that?
It is so easy to get lost in the sauce, like
Mm-hmm.
with a production workflow or just any sort of workflow, because this is how you do it and you don't do it any other way. So when
Yeah.
someone presents to you, hey, maybe tweak this, you're like, okay, I didn't notice that because I'm so set in my ways. You know what I mean? So when someone gives you feedback, it kind of breaks you out of that routine or your workflow, and it's like, okay, that was a good thing. I'm glad I listened to them, or I'm glad that I like out of my comfort zone to do this thing, to tweak it, or you know, yeah,
Thanks for the assist.
yeah,
They
exactly.
gave you like
No,
an alley oop. So okay, I was going this way,
yeah,
and then
yeah, for sure. I think that's also just the Libra in me. I don't know. I'm always gonna hear somebody out. I'm very like democratic. Like, oh, you feel this way. Then if you say, I'm a horrible DJ and that I interact or whatever, I am interested to seeing
why they think that?
why they think that, what their background is, if they're being malicious or if they're being like like what's the word, like critical, like something criticism.
Criticism.
Constructive criticism,
Hmm.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's just like,
Then sometimes it could even be like that's their style of music. So it's
hmm,
like even if you played the best song from that genre, they may not like it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so,
yeah. And I'll just weigh their opinion versus how I felt about it. Like, um, this is a funny story. I recently DJ'd in Austin for this thing called the Spooky Rave, and I get off stage. I was like, man, that was such a fun set, a great time. People loved it. I'm hearing just good responses from people when I go out. Everyone's like dapping me up, great job, whatever. The next day, I go on Instagram and I check the stories for that location because you
hmm.
can like do that. And some guy was taking video of my set and was like, if you're gonna make me pay $30, make sure the DJ doesn't train wreck every transition. And I was just reading that, I was like, what? Like, I didn't train
Wow.
wreck. Yeah. And so I'm just like, wow, this is what it feels like to have somebody just like shit on you on the internet. And I mean, I wasn't shocked at all. I actually just like I liked the story and I just checked their page and I'm like, okay, this guy is obviously loves what he does or
Hmm.
whatever. And like, that was it. I kind of just moved on. Like, I just like, I try not to take it too personally or whatever. And I hope he means it from a constructive criticism standpoint and not a malicious, oh, I should be up there jealousy kind of
Yeah.
standpoint. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? But you can't let it bother you. And
With stuff like that, how do you know the difference?
I don't.
Especially would you just look back and like listen to it or watch it like a video
Yeah.
and say, like my transition seemed good to me, or
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm like, I will admit maybe I messed up like one or two transitions, but no, for the most part, I felt confident that like I did a great job.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, for
and that's all that
sure.
matters as long as you
Yeah,
know, like.
yeah, and I will say like maybe I definitely want to get better. Said I want it to be even better than the one before, and maybe one day I don't know, maybe he'll see me again, and maybe one day I win him over, and maybe I won't.
Damn, those transitions were clean.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, okay, wow, like this was good.
I was
But
wrong.
yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna cook regardless. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to be better than I was the day before. Grow as a human and an artist, and all that.
I was thinking about it when you mentioned Sexy Red, because I know nothing else you said, but it was basically about if Sexy Red, I feel like she's like the type of person I don't know, I feel like I usually wouldn't like her style of music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some weird combination. It's like some alchemy bullshit where it's like her authentic. It's like her confidence, like how authentic she is, and how
Yeah.
fun it is.
Yeah, exactly. I love seeing this reaction from too, because they'll listen to this and you can see in their brain they're like fighting.
Yeah,
Like, do I like this, or like can I admit to liking this or whatever? And it's just so funny just to see in like certain people like, I shouldn't like this, but I do, and it's just like this mental conflict that you see in people, and it's just like, have fun, like
yeah,
please have fun. Like I feel like in a you know for people who are productive, I feel like having fun is important. Like you need to like have a little bit of fun just to keep your morale up, or just to keep you sane.
yeah. It keeps you going because there's there's so much BS out there. So it's
Yeah,
like enjoying those moments.
yeah. And then you hear sexy Reds just having fun and just saying the craziest shit, and it's like, okay, like it's so in your face, just
Hmm.
fun music. Like, fine,
It's
okay.
just her.
It's her. It's just her. Exactly. She's, you know, it's like, I feel like when it comes to like movie genres and stuff, okay, so like I would compare like Ice Spice to like softcore, like kind of sensual. Like, yeah, she'll say a couple things. Ice Spice is like, I mean, Sexy Red is like hardcore, like
Oh yeah,
full
yeah, yeah,
on,
yeah,
like
yeah.
no
I get it now.
no censors,
Yeah.
like just straight up, like I'm saying that I'm giving, like she's the most rapper I've ever heard. Like
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
is like before it's like straight up like in your face. This is what I'm saying, what I mean, and there's no ambiguity to it. This is party music. This is fun.
There's never been someone I've heard where I'm like more certain that they mean what they
Yeah,
say, like in the music.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you just gotta respect it. You know what I mean? Regardless,
There's a lot of top female rappers that are like underground or indie. Like they're not. They have the talent, and the music just like it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
And there's people like they're talented and like and it's fun and
Hmm.
it's good. And there's a couple others I won't name any, but like
Yeah.
that they have the spirit of it,
Yeah.
but it's not like how they really think or how they move. So it's
Hmm.
like incongruent.
You can tell
Yeah,
there's an
yeah.
inconsistency or
Hmm.
something, and like your life and your personality and your brand
Exactly. Yeah,
and
yeah,
your music. It's like we could tell,
yeah.
but Sexy Red, and you're like, damn, okay.
I know you're doing what you're saying.
Yeah, like, oh no, she's really about what she's talking about for sure.
So what's the story behind like the producer? Like, was it her manager or was it her producer who noticed like your remix?
Oh, okay, so month or so, I did a an edit of Hellcat SRTs by Sexy Red. Um, I posted it on Twitter. She retweeted it. She said, "This is fire." I posted it on Instagram. Her manager retweeted or reshared it and followed me, and we've kept in touch since. And I don't know, just it blowing up on Twitter and it being shared on Instagram like really did a lot for me, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I was actually horrified at my notifications. Like my phone just kept vibrating, and I literally got my phone and like threw it like
What
on
was
my
your first
bed.
thought when you saw
I
it?
was horrified. I was so scared. I was like, no, oh my god, like I don't know. I've never seen my notifications say like 20 plus. Like, oh my god, I'm not reading all that right now. I'm so scared. Like, what's happening? I mean, eventually, like I chilled out. Like, read my notifications, and there's like a lot of love. People really like.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, it was a Miami bass edit of Hellcat SRTs, and everyone's like, "Wow, this is fire! Like, we really need a Miami bass, Sexy Red track, like an original,"
Yeah.
And everyone's like, junk food. You got to do it. You know what I mean? You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. And so I sent her a pack of beats to her email. I actually ended up getting her email for that. And how long ago did For All the Dogs come out, the Drake album? Like 2 weeks ago, like around like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, we hear Rich Baby Daddy, which Miami bass, Sexy Red.
Hey.
And it's like, wow, okay, cool. I definitely feel like I had some influence on it. And if not, just the idea of me being able to maybe possibly have an influence just kind of keeps me going.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I get, um you got your circle of producers and people to work with, and you don't want to expand. That's fine. I understand. Just the idea of maybe Drake hearing my shit and being like, "Damn, that's cool. We should make something like this." Just like makes me happy. It makes me want to keep going.
Yeah, that if nothing else, that means you're heading the right direction with.
Exactly. It's just I just take it as a sign of like things are going well.
Do you throw any of your own like song in the mix ever?
Yes. Oh, 100%. I try to throw my music in because that's what I make it for.
Yeah.
Like, eventually I would like to expand to like make like music that's not meant to be heard in the club, maybe like music that you could just hear in your car or whatever. But for the most part, most of my music, it's for my DJ sets.
Okay.
Meant to be played out in person in the club type of thing. But yeah, I make it important for sure. Like this is also what makes me stand out. This is the music that I make. This is my track. And some people like to, people pay to see the person play their own music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many where it's more like a hybrid. Like they originally like completely and they're like slowly learning how to DJ and becoming better at it.
Yeah.
But it's like all their songs, then like you mentioned earlier, the songs that people love thrown in there. So it's like 30 of my like best songs, and then like 20 of the songs that everyone fucking goes bonkers for.
Yeah. Yeah. And being able to make that work and sound natural and not forced is, yeah, it's a feat. It's definitely a feat.
How do you make it sound natural? Or
like I said, it's a combination of recognition, like genre. It's a combination of trying to blend in the sounds and the vibes together. Like, oh my god, that sounds like so basic, but basically, like I said, back to the.
You go back to what you said earlier, the like going with that genre.
Exactly. It kind of goes in like, okay, here's a big song from this genre. Okay, cool. Here's a couple edits. Here's a couple remixes of this same genre that you've never heard before that you're gonna like as well because you recognize this. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure.
For filtering that, how do you feel which ones of yours would make the cut? Do you ask friends? Do you listen to them a few times? Like this one, like I like it, but I don't think it goes well with that genre to be added to my sets.
It's definitely trust yourself kind of thing,
Okay.
for sure. I'm just like, okay, yeah, no, this one's definitely gonna make the cut. I'm definitely gonna play this after I play this popular song or whatever. Yeah.
So what's we'll go with first. What's like the craziest thing that's happened for you while DJing, or top 3?
One of them, during my early years as a DJ playing out, I used to DJ over at UNT, and I love DJing for UNT students because it's a musical. They just love it all. But we made this apartment floor not completely cave in, but it made a huge dent into the floor.
Wait,
and we had to get everybody out. Yes, no.
Was it like way over capacity or
way over capacity? I played Heads Will Roll 8-track remix, and people were bouncing, and there was a huge dent in the floor, and they were like, "Everybody has to get out right now." Like, and so they evacuated, like, thankfully, for sure, for everyone's safety.
Yeah.
This was in someone's apartment.
This
was not a venue. This was somebody's apartment. That
Wait,
was
how many people were in there?
A lot of people. I suck at those kinds of numbers, but it was so full. People were sardined in there and made a hole in the ground, and not a hole, but a huge dent in the floor. Luckily, it didn't cave in, and everybody fell, like, which has happened in Denton before on video. But yeah, so That's definitely one of them. Second one, I don't know. Everything's pretty standard, and normally just I'm DJing and people either come up to me for requests or something
Hmm.
or whatever, just like typical stuff, or a fight or something.
Yeah.
I'm
Then we'll go with like a what's a positive, like a really good memory from DJing, or a place you really enjoyed
oh
DJing.
um recently I DJ'd in San Marcos. Um, this venue called, which is like an EDM venue they have there,
Oh, okay.
where they have full on production, laser sound on point, like lights, like everything is just on point over
So Mark is
there.
a spot.
Yeah, the Mark is the spot for sure. And I DJ'd what was it? The Shrek rave. I DJ'd a Shrek rave in San Marcos. The crowd, excellent. I couldn't ask for a better crowd. Um, the sound, like I said, sound, lights, everything was just amazing. It was just the production's just so much better than any other place I've DJ'd at,
Oh, it's
and
nice. Yeah.
it's such a feeling to feel like I'm doing a good job. I'm confident. I can do whatever I want. Like I feel like I can move in any direction, and they're just gonna vibe with it. It felt good to move confidently, sounding good, looking good. Everything's just like on point. It was just a good set overall.
So it's one of those sets where like they were on the same page. Like, hey,
Exactly.
we're here to have fun, and I'm enjoying like every song you're or
Oh,
most songs you're playing. Like
100%.
yeah, yeah.
Because it can be easy to get in your head a little bit about these kinds of things. Like, do they like me? Do they not? Am I doing a good job? But no, it's like everything was just affirming. Just everything was just on point, and it was a great set.
And do you have any favorite venues here, or like favorite styles of music you like to play here?
For venues, I used to like playing at Trees. Trees has such a good sound system. Um, as far as like clubs, It'll Do was one of my favorite places to play.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
love it.
yeah, for sure. When they did like non-house artists, I would open for sometimes Snake Hips at It'll Do. I've also opened for Miha, and those are both just great sets. I don't know.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I have such a
Every time I
great
went to
time.
Miha, I had a blast.
Yeah, yeah, Miha, excellent DJ, super nice. Snake Hips was fun too. I think Snake Hips was a sold out show, and definitely another memorable set that I had a great time with.
I remember Miha. Saw her. It's been a while. I saw her at Italy like years ago, but people hadn't heard of like Yalji yet. And
Hmm.
so that song came on. I just remember, I
Yeah,
don't think I've ever been so happy to hear. So
yeah,
it was just like, it hadn't blown up yet, and it was like one of those moments. Like, oh my gosh, like
yeah.
I can't believe they're playing this.
No, no, that's a great moment too, where the real ones, like the ones
Yeah.
know, and enough to get everybody else hyped. Like, oh, okay, like this must be a banger that I've never heard before. If people are reacting like to this to a song I've never heard before,
Hmm.
yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, shout out Miha. Just shout out to DJing in general. I love it. I've been doing this for 12 years, and I can't see myself doing it else.
Oh yeah. It clicks. Like I said, how you move and how
Mhm.
you play, and I said, oh,
Yeah,
this is thing.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
Let's play with that. For a venue, like if you were building your own venue, what do you think like the most important things? Like what would you have for your spot?
Sound, like amazing sound for sure. Like sound to the point that it just like stands out. Like wow, like this actually sounds good. Because sometimes you need something really good to show you that like I didn't think that this could be this good type of thing, and it just kind
Okay.
of changes your perspective on things. Yeah, so I think sound,
Just makes it easier to appreciate it.
yes, for sure. Sound, um, definitely. Um, I feel like just having the right crowd is important too. Like people who are there for the music, because
Mm.
it's so easy to get lost in the nightlife. People, drinking and partying and stuff, which is fine.
Hmm.
We love to have a great time, but some people aren't always there for the music, and that's not the kind of people that we want.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
Yeah,
feel like I'm more of a hybrid, but I'm always there for both. Like I'm like
yeah,
I wanna. But I get what you're saying. There's some people where it's like it gets sloppy, it gets
yeah.
messy. It's like that's not.
Yeah, but even as a social aspect, it's fine. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If you're here for your friends brought you or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, definitely just the main thing is for the music, the vibes, and the selector. If people come out to see a DJ, that is so Awesome. I'd love that kind of thing because it kind of goes back to what I was talking about. You know, people follow rappers, people follow bands. If you're following a DJ, then yeah, that's just a very special thing. Like I'm here to see this DJ.
Like you're honed in, like you're.
Like we came out to see this DJ, not like oh we came out just to like get drunk and whatever.
Yeah,
There's a DJ there, I guess. I don't really care, whatever. You know what I mean? When you come out for a DJ, it's like okay, yeah, you're you know.
So you came to experience their music and experience like the environment,
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I felt. I hadn't heard of Matt Zoe before. I remember I went to New York for ABGT 100.
Okay.
And I saw like Above Me On, and then Matt Zoe. I hadn't heard of, like I had listened like a song or two, but I hadn't really experienced him. And then I think somehow he ended up being like my favorite like set of the night.
Awesome.
Like whatever he did that night, I just remember it flowed well. It was like it had those mellow the highs. So I was like, I'm resting. Like it's what you talked about earlier with playing the crowd, where I was like resting, then dancing, going crazy, going wild, and then calm back down again. I was like, how? Exactly. And I'd go back to that set like every 2 weeks or so and just play it again, play it. And like, oh wow. Yeah. Of course the emotions are to it too, but
oh for sure.
But it's a solid set too. So it's that thing you're talking where you come to see that DJ, and I didn't even expect to enjoy him as much as I did.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, we love a good memorable set, exactly. So he just created that experience for you, you know, and that's what I aim to do every single time. I want people to walk away like, damn, hell, that's exactly what I wanted. Like, you know, just make sure people know what to expect when they see me, you know, because this thing about my name, like junk food, I came up with it a long time ago. We can go into the junk food origin story real quick.
Oh yeah, let's go into the junk food origin story.
I had a friend of mine in high school. We used to have a lot in common musically. Like we used to listen to a lot of like indie rock and like underground hip hop and stuff, which I still love to this day. But when I started DJing, I started branching out into more club music. I started branching out into more like dancey, like EDM type stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't really sit well with him because I wasn't on the same page with him as you know as I was with him. And he kind of sits me down one day and he goes, "Hey man, that shit you like, it's like junk food. It's not good for you." And he's like, "You can eat it, but it's not good for you in the long run," is what he told me.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, I love this stuff. Like I love junk food." And so I was like, damn, that would be a cool name. And I like the name junk food because it sounds like it could be more than one person. It sounds like I could be a band, and I feel like it would make people be like, all right, let me see what's up with this. Let me check this out real quick.
Oh yeah.
Like, what is this junk food?
Oh yeah, I could see that. I didn't even think about that. For me, it just sounds fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So it has that energy to it.
Exactly. I feel like, I don't know, like I said, having fun is important. You know, you're definitely gonna get that in DJ.
So it fits very well.
Yeah, exactly. Junk food. Also, I also like to say, I make booty music, right? So you know how people say like, food for the soul. I'm food for your junk. Like my music is food for your junk, for your ass. Like I make music junk food. Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, I always have to tell people that I'm like, it's not because I'm a big guy. It's because I make booty.
For you, do you have any like rituals or like things you do to get ready before a set?
Yeah, my body. I pee. For some reason my body's just like go pee, and I'll pee, and I'll be on stage dehydrated for an hour. Like, oh my god, I don't know why. That's like my ritual, but like against my will. Like my hope's just like, no, you need to pee right now.
It's time.
Yeah, it's time to pee. And then I get on stage, I jump around, I scream into the mic, and I'm so dehydrated that my lips are sticking together. You know, I get off stage and I will literally, like when I'm done with my set, I will literally go to the green room and I'll chug like 3 bottles of water.
I need this.
Yeah,
my
like,
body needs it.
Water. I'm like SpongeBob hanging out with sandy cheeks.
Dried up sponge.
Yeah. Water. Yeah, no, I think that's my pre-show ritual, unfortunately. But yeah, just those kinds of things, like playing in front of people. that was something I could barely do when I first started DJing. Like even if I
Yeah.
played to a small room of like 3 people, I would be sweating buckets up there. And just to like be able to get on stage now and like play a sold out room, without any sort of like alcohol or anything, and just rock it, it's just like, I don't know. It's
Is it just being comfortable, or is it that that you know what you're doing now, and you know that you're confident?
yeah,
Basically.
I'm definitely confident in my abilities, and it's also just exposure to being uncomfortable is what's making me more comfortable in these
Hmm.
environments. I started taking cold showers about like a year and a half ago, and that exposed me to just making myself uncomfortable
Oh
so I
God, I
can
hate them,
be.
especially right now. So now, since we got the
Oh
summer heat, but like
yeah.
once it gets cold, okay, now these cold showers are
The real
trash.
challenge begins. Yeah, no,
Yeah, it was a
exactly.
breeze during the summer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're curious about it, I would say give it a shot. But I don't blame you if you don't want to take cold showers. It's almost it's crazy behavior. But
How long do you do it?
how long do I take a shower?
Yeah,
I usually just take the whole shower cold,
yeah.
like jump in cold, jump out cold.
Nah, I'm a pussy.
But
I just do a minute.
yeah, yeah, that works too. Honestly, yeah, I don't blame you. But no, I started doing this thing where like I would start off warm and then I
Hmm.
would just jump straight to cold immediately because I feel like it hit different because my
Oh,
a jump in temperature, you know. Um, but yeah, I just being uncomfortable and making myself putting myself into those situations has made me more confident that I can do it. You know what I mean? Because if I can do it sober, or what I call raw dogging reality, then I can fucking do it. I can do anything.
this this kind of has to do with it. Do you
Mhm.
take like any ADHD medicine?
No, no. I need to be medicated
So
and
do
I'm
I. My friend was telling me I was talking to her about like she's like, bro, we've been talking about this like for the last 10 years. So you've been raw dogging reality for like the
yeah,
last
no,
decade.
seriously. I would be too powerful if if
Yeah.
I had I don't know, any sort of treatment for my ADHD, I feel like. And yeah, definitely something I need to look into for sure. As a DJ, it's kind of rough, like not having like Medicaid or anything or health insurance, but we're
And like especially since you're raw dogging it, you're double raw dogging.
yeah, yeah,
Cause like that, and then then there's like no drinking, nothing. So it's like okay, you're.
yeah,
But how do you have how do you have that balance for fun actually focusing? Cause like I
yeah.
couldn't imagine. I'd be what you said earlier. I'd be focused
Mhm.
on the music. But, oh, this is so good, and I wouldn't even look up, or I
Mhm.
may look up occasionally, but definitely not enough.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I try to make my ADHD my superpower. So
Hmm.
like hyper focus. Like if I hyper focus on something, like then I don't know. I feel like that's like honing my chaotic, you know, unhinged energy and putting it into something that'll have a good outcome, like a song or
Hmm.
a DJ routine or a DJ video or something. Yeah, that's my favorite thing. But like as far as like balancing fun and stuff, um, when I make music, I have to remind myself, hey, you're overthinking. Make this
Oh yeah.
fun, make yourself laugh or something. Snap out of this, so like to snap out of your serious workflow, like to you were overthinking it, you were taking this too seriously. Listen to it from the perspective of somebody who's in the club or trying to dance and have fun. And I've seen this recently. A friend of mine did a stream with this rapper named Korean, and what he would do when they were together, he would just say the most random shit. He's like, "Fucking, let's turn into a little dog. Like, let's do it. Like, let's like he would just keep saying these random things, and it's like, I see what he's doing. He's reminding himself, this is supposed to be fun.
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, like oh
Yeah,
man.
I do that when I'm nervous sometimes when I'm with close friends. It'll just
Mhm.
be they're like, "What are you talking about, bro?"
Yeah.
And then they'll start to click in. And, oh, okay, like,
Hmm. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
oh, I lost my train of thought. What was it? Oh, okay. So with things like that, I can't even imagine that balance. But
Yeah.
No, I lost. We'll skip past it. I'll remember eventually.
Yeah, but shout out to everybody with ADHD for sure. Definitely try to make the best of it. Don't feel discouraged or any sort of a negative way. Just lock in and I don't know, do your best to work with what you got because it can be a superpower if you do use it correctly.
Oh yeah, for sure. I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what it was. It was you talking about overthinking.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I started this show because I was
Mhm.
like, I wasn't sure how many people would say yes, and I was surprised at how people. Oh yeah, like I'm down. So wait, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I remember I was talking to my friend about it just yesterday, where I was like, when it first started, I was overthinking people, thinking people's basically. So I know everyone has their own life, they're busy,
Mhm.
and so say someone doesn't respond, but like I know, like they looked at it, I'm like, oh wait,
Mhm.
what's going on? It's like, just tell me no at least.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, like, people are busy, they're living their own lives, and
Yeah.
it's sometimes when you're an overthinker, it can be hard to remind yourself of that
True.
because you're like, yeah,
True.
you're thinking about you, but it's like really, it's
Mhm.
a back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit to do, you got shit to do. As long as you respect each other, it's
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah, for sure. It's also for the best. Maybe just write it off that way, even if
Yeah.
it is or isn't. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, okay, they're doing their own thing. Fine. We keep it pushing. We're gonna keep cooking.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah, and just as an artist or creative or anybody who does any sort of thing like that, content creation, just keep it pushing. You know what I mean. Don't get in your own head about it, um, because I feel like content creators are also content consumers, and they might be influenced by other people and other
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
and it's like follow that love, follow that passion. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, you might have a favorite YouTuber or something that made you want to get into this, and just remember that feeling and just know that you too. You can create
I
that
like
feeling. Like,
that.
yeah, for sure. It's it can be discouraging, but just make the best of it, have fun with it, and just keep cooking.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have any like dream collabs? People you like love to work with or love to DJ for or produce for?
Skrillex.
Skrillex.
Skrillex. Oh, definitely be one of them. I would love to work with um DJ Mustard. That
Ooh,
would be
okay.
sick.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
shout out DJ Mustard. Or just Mustard. He just goes by Mustard now. Let me see. I would love to do a song with Sexy Red for sure.
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. A couple artists I would like to work with for sure. And
And with the junk food vibe, like
yeah.
with the booty bouncing, it's
Mhm.
like I feel like she'd kill it.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think so too. For sure. I'm gonna keep cooking and keep
Hmm.
sending her beats and stuff. But yeah, definitely. I think another reason why I try to focus on fun in dance music is because I feel like there are kinds of dance music that kind of take it too seriously. There's like a pretentiousness, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like we're DJs, like we press play on MP3s. Like have how do you have such a huge excuse me, pardon me? How do you have such a big ego? You know about this. This
Yeah.
is dance music. It's supposed to be fun. Club culture should be a release and escape and not present this sort of like pretentiousness.
Yeah, so you're doing a cool thing, but enjoy it
Yeah.
still.
I have this fun video. I have this funny video. I DJ'd the showcase at South by Southwest, and before the show, it's me and a bunch of other DJs who are my homies, by the way. They're all in black, all black, everything, all black hat, black shirt, black, and here I am with like a fucking white Bart Simpson Bart Simpson T-shirt and like a colorful ass jacket. I'm just like, hi, like, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I feel like I want to bring something different to the dance music like culture.
And your music, where do you from? Like, is it pulling from all of those different areas, or is it there's certain genre inspire you, or
Mm. Um, Pulling I just like everything that I see on the internet. Like I don't know, my influences definitely come from the exposure to dance music and different cultures that I see on the internet.
yeah,
Like New Orleans bands and like Miami bass. Like I see video people, going crazy to these to this music in their, maybe in their hometown or whatever. And I'm like, wow, I want to recreate that feeling, but also I want to throw this vibe into it, or make it more silly, or make it more, I don't know, cartoony, or put my own little twist on it. You know what I mean?
So you like
Yeah.
see the fun or the energy they're bringing. Like I want to add that to me, and then I'll
Yeah.
add my
twist
sauce,
to it. Exactly.
add the junk food sauce.
It's like, I love that. That's a great foundation. Let me try a different sound with there. Or maybe like, let me throw this in there and see what kind of results we get.
I like that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, like I said, variety is a spice of life. Like to pull from different places, because you never know what you get if you throw two different things together.
Do you have any go-tos for like this is
Go-tos as far as
pulling from?
pulling from Boiler Room. I love watching Boiler Room sets. That just exposes me to. I'll just click on random DJs I've never heard of, because
Smart.
I feel like people should not be in by things they're not they've never heard of before. I feel like a lot of people like to brush things off, like, oh, that's a no name. That's
Yeah.
I don't care about that. I've never even heard of them. I don't think that's a flex. People will be like, I've never even heard of these people. That's not the flex you think it is. If anything, she'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, new music for me to discover, or this is something I can see if I like it or not. Because you never know. It's your life that might put you onto some shit you never know.
Oh, for sure. I need to do that with Boiler Room more. It's so long that it's commitment, but I can like dabble in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because what I've listened to that put me on was like, of course, Tiny Death and the color shows. The color shows put me on to rap artists.
Yeah.
And then there's like I never thought I listened to, like, there's some like banger Vietnamese, like French artists, African artists. I'm like, whoa, like, I didn't know I'd like this, and then I hear it, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
like they're big in their market, and then like, so obviously they got the skill,
Yeah.
but then they haven't been introduced to a bigger market yet. So taking the time to listen to a 3-minute video, it's like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, no, it is. It's like, wow, okay, cool. I didn't know this thing existed. Thank you, internet, for putting me on thing going on the other side of the world.
Exactly. A few where I think, what was that song again? I'll go back because I'm not gonna lie, my favorites on Spotify are Sloppy. It's just like every song that I love that week, and so it's 1,200, 2,000 something songs.
Yeah, same.
So I have to sometimes like search and go back and re-add songs.
Yeah, I can't let my likes just ride on Spotify. It's what I call a vibe war zone. Like, it's just all kinds of just different vibes, and sometimes it'll be like death metal, or it'll be like Afrobeat, or it'll be like French fucking pop or something, and it's like, I can't let this ride if around other people. It works for me, but I can't let this ride. Like, I can't just play this in the car with random people.
Yeah. I feel like that's how there's New Disco is the one like I never knew I'd love, and then there's some like random YouTube playlist where they play like popular songs and they add in their own stuff too.
Yeah.
And so I hear them like, what is this? And then I just go down a rabbit hole of all New Disco, and there's like a year I'm just like add.
Yeah. Definitely grateful for the internet for putting those things on for me. For exposing me to these things. I just love that it just cultivates new culture. Like, okay, like, we see what's going on over there. Let me try to add my twist to it, and that's how culture is created. That's how new sounds. That's how the genres are pushed. Yeah, very grateful for the internet. I am definitely what there's online, but I'm making the best of it. I'm making that my superpower as well.
And I think I want to end with this. For you, what would the junk food culture be? Like, what would you add to music in general, or just add like the zeitgeist where it's like, this is the junk food culture. You can have either help people whatever are to help people open up to more music or anything like that.
Yes. I want to show the best of every genre that I play. I want to put people on to new shit, but also reminding them that having is important. having like it is more than you think. I know some people think of fun as like, oh, it's a waste of time, because we're caught in like a hustle culture. You know what I mean? like, I don't know,
The grind.
the grind, even like 9 to 5s, you know what I mean? And that's taking years off your life. So appreciate the life that you have while you're alive and have some fun and do that for you.
Oh yeah. So appreciation, fun, inspiration.
Yes.
All
Exactly.
right. Just mention your socials, like where they can find you, and
Okay.
new shows coming up.
Literally at Junk Food DJ on everything. At Junk Food DJ, everywhere. If you Google it, all my socials will pop up. You can put it on X.com or Twitter. Facebook, Instagram, everything. Junk Food DJ, PlayStation, Xbox,
Everything.
Twitch, Junk Food DJ. My next show, Tuesday, I'm DJing at Lady Love, which is a new venue in Dallas. Apparently, the sound system's amazing. It's Halloween. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be dressed up as.
If I'm off Wednesday, I won't be there.
Yeah, please pull up. It's going to be so fun. It's me, Christy Ray, and Ursa Minor. It's going to be a lot of ass throwing. It's going to be very fun, thoughty energy.
It's going to be a good ass time.
It's going to be a great ass time. Emphasis on ass.
Booty booty.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Peace. Yeah.